Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a story time video for you. This story time is a bit more serious as opposed to my other ones, which are a bit more lighthearted, I feel like. Today I'm going to be telling a story about my car accident that I had that left me paralyzed. I have actually made this video before on my channel, but it was one of the first videos I ever made and it was on my iPad. It was actually back in 2012, a couple months after my accident. So if you guys want to see that, I will leave it linked below. It's a little bit more in detail than what I'm going to go into, so if you guys want to know the full extent of this, then you can definitely check that out and watch it. But today I'm just going to be going over a brief story. I know that a lot of you guys are new to my channel and may have missed that and may not even know that I've had a car accident and that I'm paralyzed. So I thought that this would be a good time to remake this video so that I can refer people back to this one. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this story. So like I said, this happened in 2012 when I was 19 years old. I had woke up late that day for work, and honestly my memory from this is kind of vague, so I'm just going to be telling like bits and pieces because I don't remember everything exactly. But so I woke up late. I remember my cat Gregory was like jumping on me and trying to wake me up, and I was really annoyed, but then I realized that I was late for work, so I just grabbed the clothes on the floor and some makeup and ran out the door. And when I was leaving my dad's driveway, my car started beeping to like put my seatbelt on, because I never wore my seatbelt, but that sound was driving me absolutely crazy. So I put on my seatbelt just so that I could make it stop, and that actually is probably what saved my life, because about 10 minutes down from my dad's road I ended up wrecking. And what happened in the car accident was I had swerved, and when I swerved I started going towards the ditch, and I had just bought my car, so my instinct was like, don't go towards the ditch, you don't want to wreck. So I went to overcorrect, which is something that you should probably never do. My car was a Blazer, so it was a bit top heavy, and at this point is when I lost control over my vehicle. I'm not sure at what point, but at some point my back axle snapped in half, and so I think that's maybe what caused my accident to be a little bit more severe than what it was. The only thing I really remember is looking out my windshield and seeing sideways the driveway, like a culvert that I'd went over, and the police say that my tires hit the grass, and like the speed that I was going and the way that my tires hit is what caused my Blazer to flip. So I actually flipped a total of 1.5 times, and I landed on my roof, and I stayed completely conscious throughout the whole thing. My mind kind of like, I don't remember all of it, but I do remember I remember like stopping to roll. I didn't realize that I had rolled or that my accident was as severe, that I was even hurt. My mind was just like, I need help, I want to get out of here, because I was in quite a bit of pain, but I didn't realize the severity of it. So I was trying to reach for my phone, because I remember it being in like the coffee can holder thing, like the cup holder. Why couldn't I think of that? And so I was trying to reach for it, but obviously because I had rolled, my phone had been thrown out, and so I didn't realize that. But I started to try to yell for help because I couldn't find my phone, and I didn't know at this point, but my lung had collapsed, so I didn't really have a lot of air capacity to be yelling for help, and that wasn't helping. And I'd actually seen a couple cars drive by, because the way that I had wrecked, I was in a ditch, so cars going this way could not see me. So they weren't like going past to be jerks, they just honestly couldn't see me. So by the grace of God, I got the idea to honk my horn, and honestly a lot of people have told me that this shouldn't have worked, but my horn did work, and I was able to honk, and that alerted a guy down the road from where I had wrecked. I'd actually wrecked in an old couple's yard, but they for some reason did not hear this happening, and so their neighbor down the street had heard it and heard me honking and had drove by. And I remember when he came to me, he kind of like slid, because I was upside down, he slid to my car and was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, could you just call 911, and can you please call for my sister and my work, because my sister's my best friend and I wanted her to be there because I was really scared. And so once he got there, a lot of other people had started stopping, and I remember when he was on the phone with the ambulance, I was like, are they going to send someone out, or are you going to be talking all day? Because they were asking him a lot of questions as they had sent dispatch out. I had wrecked in the middle of a cornfield, not cornfield, I had wrecked in the middle of like country, so like they didn't really know where I was at. It was kind of hard for them to find me, but they did find me, and I was able to get extracted from the vehicle. They had a paramedic crawl into the back of my Blazer and hold my head up. They put a little cone on me because they weren't sure if I had like injured my neck or anything like that. And while the paramedic was in there, she was holding my head up and she was like, something is burning, you need to pull the power, because my car lights and stuff were all still on because my engine was still running. And she's like, you need to pull the plug because something is burning. Well, what was burning is actually the way I was laying. My head was resting on the dome light, like the center light when you open the door. My head was on that, and it was so hot that it started to catch my hair on fire. It wasn't anything severe, like my hair wasn't like blowing out flames or anything, but it was like sizzling off my hair. So they had to pull the power. And at this point I didn't know that I was paralyzed because the steering wheel was kind of like smashed down on my legs, and so I thought that the tingliness I was feeling in my legs, because I still could feel my legs, was because of the pressure from the steering wheel, because they were like asking me if I could feel my legs, which they felt really bloated and they felt like stingily. They felt like they were like burning, so I thought that was because of the steering wheel. They ended up pulling me out and getting me into the ambulance, and they started doing tests, and they realized that my accident had caused me to have a lot of trauma, so they called for a Lifeline airplane to pick me up. And because I had wrecked in the middle of nowhere, they were going to transfer me to a hospital about 45 minutes away from where I wrecked, but that hospital is not a trauma hospital, so they called for the Lifeline, and the Life Flight had actually picked me up in a soccer field because that was the only place that they could land. And I remember the soccer field was so bumpy, and I asked the paramedic that was like running me over. I will insert the picture because it was actually in the paper. If I can find it, I will insert it so you guys can see. I remember asking him like, could you guys have picked a better like field or something? Like, this is the bumpiest thing ever, and it hurt so bad because they weren't giving me a lot of pain medicine because they didn't know like what all injuries I had. I think I had morphine at that point, but once I got on the helicopter, I ended up falling asleep because they realized I didn't have any head injuries, so I was able to go to sleep. So that was pretty much that, and then I was in the hospital for a while and I did some sort of stays. I've actually did a lot of videos and blog posts on my spinal cord injury. It's something that I talk about a lot. That was actually the injury that I sustained. I broke my back, and that caused a spinal cord injury, so I'm paralyzed from my waist down. It's not something that I'm shy about talking about, and I'm not saying this because I want you to feel bad for me, because it's not something that is a sad situation anymore. I try to be really positive about it, so don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. But yeah, I just wanted to make this story because a lot of you guys are new to my channel, and I do talk about my accident a lot, like you guys know. So in case you guys weren't aware, this is a story. I'm gonna leave the link to my blog below so you guys can read more about my spinal cord injury. There are a lot of things on there that I wrote in the moment, so you guys can really feel my feelings, and I'm gonna leave a link below to the video that I made a couple months after my accident, after I came home, so that you guys can see a little bit more in depth, because that one is a little bit longer and more in depth than this one was. Leave a comment below letting me know your thoughts, and subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you again so much for watching. Bye guys.